Everyone. Okay, let us start the topic. Let us continue the topic that is regarding routing protocols, in which we are discussing about link state protocol. We have seen some of the differences between the distance, so vector protocol and link state protocol. But actually, what is the advantage when link state protocol is used compared with the distance vector protocol? So in distance vector, let me brief it out once again. So link state protocol or link state routing. Actually, this is called as link state routing protocols or routing. So what happens here is where every node, actually in distance vector, every node, okay, every node, if it is A and B, they have a table. Every node has a table. Node, I'm talking about the host. Okay, every host will have a routing table regarding the message communication. Now, whereas in link state protocol, every router, okay, every router will have a table. Okay, every router will have a table of information, regarding links and the status of the links, okay, and the status of the links, and so on. Okay. So coming to this here in distance vector routing, the routing table or the table by host A will be shared only if the corresponding node or the host is a neighbor of that particular source. Okay? If B is a neighbor of A, then only the table will be shared with the next node. So similarly here also the routers will share information. Okay. And coming to the distance vector, a table is maintained by A and a table is maintained by B. So the whole table will be shown to B. If B is a neighbor of A, so A will share its information. Whole table will be given to the B to update its table regarding messages. Okay. This is about distance vector. Now coming to the routing vector, let us consider that is link state vector. So according to this link state routing protocols, we will be considering only routers here. Okay, these are all routers here. So every router will have so many connections in a particular network. Okay, they are all networks here. So these are routers. Link state routing protocol says that routers are the main considerations here, and as we discussed in distance, every host is being made as a neighbor. Here similarly, every router will be made as a neighbor to the other routers. Okay. So what happens here is, whenever a router gets a information, or whenever a router packet sends a packet to a particular host regarding a particular router. So see, this router, this system is sending a packet through this router to a to particular destination. Okay. So what happens here is, the router, when it will happen, whenever a packet is sent, it will be sent to the neighbor routers and it will share its information. The B router will be sharing information with A. Okay. So here, whatever information is passed as a packet to router A is called as LSP. Okay. Whatever information is passed as a message from router B to router A, okay, that is called as LSP. LSP is nothing but link state packet. Okay. So LSPs contains information about the status of the link, of the router. Okay, every router, whatever information is sent here, LSPs contains status of the link which are connected to a particular routers. And it contains information about routers, router information. Okay, first one, it contains the status of the link. Second one, router information. And what are the different links which are connected to a particular links to that particular router. So these are all links. Yes or no? These are all links belonging to different networks. So whichever links, these links are there in a particular LSP, and a particular router information is also there. Along with that, what sort of a status are they in? Are they working on? Are they are active? Are they are not active? They will be discussing. Okay, that will be part of this LSP packet. So once LSP, it is one kind of a packet that is sent to from B to A, because A being a neighbor, B being a source. If A is a neighbor of B router, then this information, that is LSP, will be shared by router B to router A. Okay. So this is how it will be there. So if B router is sending a LSP packet to A, this LSP packet contains details about the router. Just now I told you, router and the status of the link and the links which are connected to a particular router. So it will be sent to its particular neighbor, and A will be getting the information. And if router A having a neighbor, that is C, so again that LSP will be carried over to C, and C will be having a neighbor LSP, and D will be having a LSP. Same LSP will be shared by every router, okay, which is different from the distance vector routing. Okay, distance vector routing will not share the information to everyone. It will share information to the neighbor nodes only. But here what is happening? Once a router is sending a LSP packet to a neighbor router, that neighbor router will be forwarding that LSP to the remaining routers which are connected to it. Okay, this is nothing but flooding of LSPs, we can say. Okay, flooding of LSPs is nothing but once a router is sending in one LSP to its neighbor, that LSP will be shared among all the routers of the neighbor routers. Okay, that is nothing but a flooding of LSPs. And one more thing here, one thing must be noted here. See what we are trying to design from this routing protocol is we are trying to find out a shortest route, okay, shortest route through which a data can be transferred easily. So here what is happening, LSP contains all the details about particular router and types of the links. So, and also one more thing, every router will have one DB. Okay, what is that? LSDB. LSDB is nothing but link state database. Okay, so what happens here is link state database is nothing but the table. Okay, it is a table. So what is happening here? Link state database is available with every router. Okay, so once an LSP or LSP is nothing but trying to send a packet, that is it is information carrier or it is containing information about particular router. So it is sending an information about the router itself, and every router will contain an LSDB. LSDB is nothing but link state database, and the database will contain a table, and in the table what we have this information, okay, information about different networks and everything. So once LSDB receives information about particular LSPs, so after particular LSP has been received by every router, that information will be common to every router, and it is possible only with if every router is following OSPF protocol only. Okay, see it is being done. LSP is shared only when it is applied with OSPF protocol. So if routers which are there in this scenario and autonomous systems, so these routers when applied with OSPF protocol open shortest path functionality. So if this particular protocol is applied on particular database, then only this information will be common. Okay, whatever LSPs are involved here, LSPs are nothing but the information carriers about the router status and links. So if they have been transferred there, all the routers will get the same information and the databases will get same information and the details will be entered. After that, when a particular algorithm, so we are trying to find out the route. Okay, when we apply algorithm on LSDB, okay, link state database, when we apply any algorithm, particular algorithm on LSDB, then we will find out route, the shortest route to travel. Okay, so what sort of algorithm will be applied on databases? The algorithm is shortest path. Okay, shortest path algorithm which is applied on link state database, then only we can find out the route. Okay, so And one more thing, according to the OSPF, the LSPs will get updated. Okay, according to OSPF, according to OSPF, that is open shortest path first. Okay, open shortest path first. According to open shortest path first, what happens here is the link state database, that is LSDB, will be sharing, that is sharing its details every, or LSPs, sorry, LSPs will update, okay, will get updated periodically after every 30 minutes. Okay, so what is this? LSP will get updated, and the updated information will be placed into the LSDBs. Okay, and what happens here is this A, B, C, D. So what is happening? For every, according to the OSPF protocol, based on link state routing, will get updated its table, or LSA will get updated every 30 minutes. So the LSP will get updated every 30 minutes. Okay, and that updated LSP will be sent to the neighbor by the particular router, and this LSDB will be updating its table. Okay, LSDB table will be updated by A as well as the B. Similarly, all the routers which are connected. So one thing here, the B router B will be sharing information of updated information, only partial information will be shared. Okay, partial information is shared among the routers. Okay, so what do you mean by this? The router B will be sharing only partial information which is updated to the neighbored router, not whole information. So that is what the drawback with the distance vector. Distance vector, what will it say? It will share all the updated table to the corresponding nodes. Okay, updated table will be shared among the neighbors. So what happens? This is a huge amount of information. Similarly, here also, if he tries to send whole information, what happens? It will be a hard to maintain whole information through the traffic. So traffic congestion will be occurring. So to avoid such things, whichever information about the routers that has been changed, that will be only shared among the neighbors. Only those informations will be shared, not all the informations. So this is about some of the link state routing. And one more thing, just now I told you the routers will get updated every 30 minutes. Okay. Every 30 minutes based on OSPF protocol, according to OSPF protocol. So what happens here is, let us say that if there is any change has been made, okay, if there is any change in the networks which are linked to a particular router, or let us say that a connection which is failed to process, or the router connection which is used have. So what happens here is, if any one of the connection is failed, what is the process then? So according to the OSPF, there is one kind of a metric which is used here. Metric is nothing but trying to find out the cost. It is one kind of a weightage which is given for a particular link. So metric is nothing but the cost of the route or the link. So the cost of the link can be considered, or based on, cost is based on the bandwidth which is used. Okay, bandwidth which is used here. If the bandwidth is higher, if bandwidth is higher, then the cost is low. So if bandwidth is more, the messages or the informations are easy to be traveling. So then what happens, based on the bandwidth, the metric will be low. So that is what cost low if the higher bandwidth is there. Okay, let me show you one more diagram here. Same diagram. So let us say that B to D, it uses a gigabit. Okay, it uses a connection of gigabit Ethernet, and B to A, it is a fast Ethernet, and C to D, it is fast Ethernet. See, we are talking about the metric cost, fast Ethernet, and similarly A to C is also fast Ethernet. So if B is sending an LSP, see, it has two choices to depend on. So if B, just now we told you, if B uses a metric, so higher bandwidths, it will select the higher bandwidth to send a particular LSP or a packet through its link or the route. Okay. So whenever B is sending a packet, it will be taking either two options. It can go through B8C or BDC. But just now we told you that if higher the bandwidth, the cost of traveling will be less. So then gigabit is having more bandwidth when compared to the fast Ethernet. So obviously it will take this approach. B will take this approach to travel to C if it wants to send a message to C. Okay. So B wants to send a message by using a higher bandwidth. If B to D is having a higher bandwidth, the gigabit, then it will take this approach. Okay. The fast Ethernet, the second approach will not be taken because the higher bandwidth is the metric which is used in OSPF protocol. And coming to the next one is, if there is any failure, in the destination of reaching, okay, let us say that regarding the network changes, just now we told you routers LSDP will be updated if there is any change in the networks. Let us say that A is there, B, C, D. So if we consider, let us say that they are neighbors here. Let us say that this link has been failed. So what we have to do? The routers will get updated immediately. It will not wait for the 30 minutes time. Okay. So if there is any failure in the network or a network changing, so what happens? The LSPs will get updated by the neighbors. That is, D will be updating its LSP and it will be forwarding that LSP to the B, and immediately C also updating it that there is one kind of a failure has happened. So LSPs will be updated and the databases or the tables will get updated. So it will not wait for the 30 minutes time if there is any failure has happened or any changes has happened immediately. So what happens after failure of this particular link? Okay, after failure of this particular link, so what happens? The updated LSPs will be sent back to this particular B. Okay. Now again, this updated LSP will be gathered into LSDB. Okay, LSDB gathered into LSDB of particular routers B, A, and C and D. So what happens again? We will apply algorithm on updated LSDB to get the shortest route. Okay, to get the shortest route. So this is all about the link state protocols. Okay. Now coming to the protocol which is based on link state. All this what we discussed is link state routing, which will be used in OSPF protocol. Now we are going to see what exactly lies in the OSPF protocol. So how LSR works, we have seen here. Now how OSPF is dealing with LSR, that we will see. So OSPF protocol is a linked state routing protocol. Just now we told you. Okay. And according to this, it is intra-domain. Just now in the last class also I told you this is intra-domain protocol. What do you mean by intra-domain? Within the autonomous system, that is AS. Intra-domain autonomous systems. Based on that, it will use link state routing algorithm. Routing approach. Link state routing approach. It is based on. So what happens here is the autonomous system as part of OSPF is divided. So autonomous system is divided by OSPF into areas. Okay, this is important for us. That is OSPF is dividing the autonomous system into areas. Now what does this areas will contain? So area is a collection of what it is, networks, comma hosts, comma routers, and so on. So which are contained in the autonomous system only, within autonomous system. Okay. So what it is, according to OSPF, the autonomous system is divided into several areas, and areas are nothing but collection of networks, hosts, routers within the autonomous system. Okay. And one more thing, whichever or the autonomous systems which have been divided into areas, the networks which are part of this particular areas are connected to each other. They must be connected. And next one, the routers, okay, the routers which are part of this particular area will flood. Flood is nothing but sending information. Flood information regarding routes. Okay. So routers inside, what is that? First one, networks inside area. We are discussing about area here. Areas are collection of networks, routers and hosts. So networks which are part of areas will be connected compulsory. They should be connected to each other, everyone. And one more thing, routers which are part of areas will be flooding information of the routes to within the areas. So there is one more router, that is so if you see this is if we consider this an area, this is the border line we also say. So every area will contain a border. Okay. So at the border of an area, special router will be allotted here. Coming to this topic, area will contain border, a special router will be assigned for this border. Okay. So that is called as area border routers. So what does it do with? What does this router deal with? A special router will deal with the information. Okay. It will summarize or it will give information about a particular area and sends to other areas Other areas is nothing but, again, areas are nothing but collection of networks, routers and hosts. So next one, I will show you about different considerations. So let us see what are the different types of functionalities are available according to areas within the OSPF. So first one is metric. Second one is types of links. So areas will be categorized here. So first one, metric. According to the metric, so according to OSPF, the metric will be nothing but high bandwidth. Just now I told you. And it also talks about delay, delay in sending the messages, and throughput, high throughput. Okay. And there will be different types of links which are used in the OSPF terminology. That is called as a link. What are the different types of links which are available according to OSPF? First one is P2P, that is nothing but point to point connection, point to point connection. And second one is transient connection. Second one is stub, that is third one is stub, sorry. And the fourth one is virtual. Okay, these are the different types of links which are used or adapted by the OSPF protocol. So what is point to point connection? Let us see. So according to the P2P link, so what happens here is there will be two routers. They have a direct connection between them. So this is router 1 and router 2. So there will be a direct connection between these two routers. Okay. And coming to the transient, so in this, a network will be connected with several routers, okay, several routers attached to it. So what do you mean by this? Let us say that this is Ethernet cable. So this Ethernet cable will be attached with so many routers, okay, with so many routers inside it. This is a transient link. So what happens here is the data can enter through any of the routers and they can leave through any of the routers. Okay. Now coming to the next one, that is stub. Sorry, stub. So according to this, a network is connected with a single router. Only one router will be connected to it. So it means here there will be a Ethernet cable. There will be one router inside. Okay. So what happens here? The data packets which enters the networks, that will be done through the single router, and also it leaves through the single router itself. Okay, both entering and leaving the packet will be done through this router only. Okay, this is stub. Coming to the virtual. Coming to the virtual. Whenever any link between two routers is broken, let us say that there will be two routers. Whenever a link is broken between the two routers, so the administrator of that particular network will be creating a virtual link between them using a longer path that probably goes through the several routers. So what happens here is, longer path is nothing but, let us say that if these two routers having a link, if this link fails, it will take the longest path, okay, the other path, the alternate path, which will be taken using different routers which are connected into the other links. That is called as a virtual links. Okay, this is about link state and OSPF. In the next class, we are going to see the other topics. Thank you, Varun.